Hi, I'm Amanda Wagner, and this is my experience mentoring a technology-reluctant teacher. Mr. Nichols is a 60-year-old teacher who, interestingly enough, has a master's degree in educational technology. However, it's from 30 years ago, and he hasn't kept current on the latest trends. I chose Mr. Nichols because he's one of 7 teachers at my site. He often dodges technology-related trainings by calling out sick. Despite only using technology to enhance lessons by substituting and augmenting them with technology, he is receptive to mentoring. Mr. Nichols wanted another way to communicate with students and families. Since kids were always on their phones, I mentioned I preferred to text them. He was intrigued but had questions about personal phone use, work hours, and permission. I explained to Mr. Nichols that Google Voice does not use your personal phone number and that you do not have to download an app if you don't want to. I explained that I keep boundaries by not having the app, so I'm available to students when my laptop and Google Voice is open. Including students and parents in group chats not only keep the student accountable, but also keep everyone on the same page. Mr. Nichols and I have worked together for 2 years. He is the oldest teacher and I am the youngest teacher at our site. We have an open floor plan, not individual classrooms, so we see each other throughout the day. We have opposite student hours, so we decided to meet during lunch. Through a series of tutorials and modeling, I was successful in showing Mr. Nichols how to create a Google Voice number, add contacts and labels, and send text messages. We did run into a couple of problems. Google Voice was operating slowly, either from our internet or the website itself. A parent also tried calling Mr. Nichols' Google Voice number. I advised him to remind the parent that the Google Voice number is for text purposes only and to provide the parent with his office number. This experience has allowed Mr. Nichols to feel comfortable enough to come to me with tech-related questions when he might have felt embarrassed in the past. With the recent school closures, Mr. Nichols was worried about how he was going to connect with students at home, as we were required to continue instruction virtually. He was distraught. Since he's grown familiar with Google Voice, I taught him how to use Google Hangouts to connect with the students virtually. We have different teaching, organization, and communication styles, so I could tell Mr. Nichols was a little hesitant at first. I was patient with him, which I think would put him at ease. Once the actual Google Voice number was created, I think Mr. Nichols felt more comfortable because he was more familiar and it was intuitive in that there was selectable contacts and typable space. He picked up on that quickly. I sensed our working relationship was becoming stronger when he alerted me his Google Voice wasn't working as he expected it to, and when he received a notification he hadn't seen before. While he wasn't exactly confident enough to troubleshoot himself, he was at least comfortable enough to ask for help. Mr. Nichols has said that he uses Google Voice as a daily communication tool now, and has expressed comfort in using Google Voice. He's also stated that he's appreciative and has expressed gratitude for my assistance in helping him set that up, and that he stated that the process of inputting all of the contacts for 40 students was long, but it has paid off for him. Mr. Nichols was receptive to my assistance in setting up Google Voice. I think approaching him with patience and being non-judgmental was exactly what he needed. I tried to take a hands-off approach in hopes that he wouldn't feel pushed or rushed. I felt proud when Mr. Nichols sought me out for troubleshooting assistance and knowing that he uses Google Voice as a daily communication tool. Since the overall experience was a positive one and left me feeling appreciated, I am likely to try it again with others in the future. Thanks for listening.